After a tough start to the season, Chelsea decided to sack Champions League winning manager Thomas Tuchel just 6 games into the new Premier League campaign and replace him with the English manager Graham Potter. A 5-star team that spent over £250 million on new signings, the former Brighton manager has big expectations placed on his shoulders if he's going to improve on a trophyless campaign last year for Chelsea. So today, we take on a 2-season transformation at Stamford Bridge and try to bring back major honours to West London. The only way to succeed as Chelsea manager is to win trophies, and our objectives for season 1 back that up. Win the double and reach the final of the Champions League. Very tough objectives, but certainly doable. This is a 5-star team, but my area of concern with Chelsea is the defence. Yes, they've signed Fofana, yes, they've signed Koulibaly, but losing Rudiger and Christensen and missing out on Jules in one transfer window certainly hurts. So to improve this team, I think we need to improve the back line, and specifically bring in 2 new centre-halves. And this team's got to get younger as well. There are 8 players in their 30s. We need to reduce the average age of this squad. And with several players, their deals are coming the end of the year, I'm going to let practically all of them go, including the captain, Thiago Silva. They're going to leave, including Jorginho, but I will keep N'Golo Kante. The former Fox will stay on as my captain to replace Cesar. And with £140 million in the transfer budget, we can afford to sign one of the best centre-halves in the world. 3 names on my shortlist, the 2 Inter Milan boys, Skriniar and Bastoni, but Marquinhos of PSG, my #1 target. Let's bring the Brazilian to Stamford Bridge. And I'm going to give them Thiago Silva as well. So I can possibly get them down to £85 million plus the vet. And they agree as well. So swap deal. Thiago Silva return as part of the Prance. Marquinhos going the other way to us. And we just agreed a 4-year, £150,000 a week contract for the perfect replacement for the vet. A rating higher, 9 years younger, and Marquinhos in. I've got to say, I love these new animations he have included for new signings as well. Doing his medical. Can you imagine if he failed it? Having a chat with Koulibaly and Kante as well. Marquinhos, the star new signing. And to be fair, that's a really good deal as well. He'll obviously slide right into our back line, and because the signing wasn't too expensive, we got enough money to bring in one of the other 2 names on my shortlist. Now, Skriniar and Bastoni, both of Inter Milan. I think the Italian would be better for the future, but Skriniar is 2 ratings higher right now in the prime of his career at 27 years old, and his deal's up coming the end of the season as well. Let's go pick him up for a budget price. And when you talk about bargain buys, I've just picked him up from Inter Milan for £45 million. We've just committed daylight robbery on Inter Milan. It's about time we got our own back after the Romelu Lukaku saga. Skriniar in 5 years, 99 grand a week, and what a great defence we've now got. Koulibaly, Marquinhos and Skriniar, our 3 centre-halves. That is rock solid. However, that's all of our money now gone. So if we are going to make some new signings, we'll need to sell some players. Let's cull some of the veterans from this club now. And our first sale, Jorginho, off to Atletico Madrid for £45.5 million. Class midfielder, but now in his 30s, it's time to build for the future. Let's bring in someone younger. And of course, the Chelsea fans would love the wonder kid Jude Bellingham, but I think Yuri Tielemans at the moment is definitely the more affordable option. So I'm going to go for the Belgian and try and bring him in. And with this deal like come the end of the year, you can definitely get in front of the valuation. 37.5 mil, Brendan. I know you've not got long left to sell him. 37.5 mil. I'm not budging, mate. Every penny counts. That is an absolute steal for Tielemans. And the contract agreed, 5 years, £100,000 a week from Monaco to Leicester to Stamford Bridge. Yep, coming in, following the footsteps of N'Golo Kante, and an ideal fit for this Chelsea team as well. Heavily linked to several teams, Arsenal, Newcastle, Manchester United, but in this save, he's ours at Stamford Bridge. Where does the time go, man? Seriously, I remember when Yuri Tielemans first burst onto the scene at Anderlecht. He was one of the biggest wonder kids in Football Manager. That was like 7 years ago now. But he's a great fit for this Chelsea side as well. Playing alongside N'Golo Kante, replacing Jorginho. Far younger, just as good, and more potential as well. The perfect replacement. And I've just agreed 2 more sales from Stamford Bridge. Marcus Bettinelli off to Ibrox to play for Rangers, and the captain, Cesar Azpilicueta, has gone. Turned down AC Milan in this save to go back to Spain and join Sevilla. Tough decision, but we got to think of the future. Cesar off to Sevilla. Adios, amigo. And with just over 40 million remaining, I think we've got just enough money for 1 or 2 more signings, and I'd love a new striker. Lukaku's out on loan in Inter Milan, but not ours this season. Or Aubameyang might be in, but in his 30s. I want someone younger for the bench. And I really want to bring him in. DCL of Everton. Come on, Frank. Let him come to us. And Lampard has just done his old club a massive favour. His Chelsea legacy growing by the season, I think. 30 mil is all we need to pay to bring in England international Dominic Calvert-Lewin, our backup striker for season 1, and a brilliant bargain buy. And I've just made one last signing for the transfer window as well. I missed out on bringing back Tino Livramento, but I will bring back another former Chelsea right back, Tariq Lamptey, moving on to Brighton, learning under Graham Potter. He's the ideal fit as the understudy for Reece James. And for 5 mil, it's an absolute bargain as well. He's so small. He's only 5'5", I think, Lamptey. But on the international stage, now representing Ghana, Lamptey is back at the bridge, back under Graham Potter, and a brilliant bargain buy. And that'll do it for the summer window. Every penny spent on 5 new signings. But I love how this team is now looking. Tielemans to come in and replace Jorginho. In the back line, we've got 3 new centre-halves. Koulibaly, Marquinhos, and Skriniar, and on the bench Calvert-Lewin coming off for Aubameyang, and of course Tariq Lamptey returning back to Stamford Bridge as well. So for season 1, asked to win the double and reach the final of the Champions League. Tough objectives for this new look Chelsea team with the new manager. Let's see if we can do it. Let's simulate the end of the season and see how Potter's got on in season 1. Well, I must say, I think we smashed the league. I'll be very surprised we haven't won the title. And an FA Cup final has been won against Newcastle United, so I'm feeling very confident we've won the domestic double. We certainly got 1 of the 2. We've only lost, I think, 1 time all season long. And as I stop the simulation here, have we done it? Yes, we have. 4 points clear of Manchester City. 2 losses in the end, but a Premier League title and an FA Cup in season 1. Now, I'll be honest, the Champions League was not good. I'll show you that in a moment. But domestic double in the cabinet in season 1. Mission accomplished. Forget the Carabao Cup. We were knocked out in the quarters. Manchester United won that. But the FA Cup run was amazing. We beat the Magpies in the final, but Liverpool in the semis and Man City in the quarters. That was an incredible run to the FA Cup. But the Champions League, well, this was a failure. Yes, we topped our group, but in the last 16, oh my God. We lost the first leg to Ajax 4-1 and were dumped out by the Dutch side. PSG, the eventual winners in the end. But yeah, domestically, brilliant this season. But let's just sweep the Champions League under the rug. That was a nightmare. And the growth of our team was fantastic as well. Skriniar grew 2 ratings. Marquinhos got 6 goals this year and is now 89 overall. Lamptey barely played but did grow 2 ratings to be fair. But Tielemans, he bossed it this year, man. 10 goals and 10 assists in 38 Premier League games and up to 86 overall, and DCL also grew 2 ratings as well. Safe to say we spent a lot of money, but we got the return on investment. All our new signings were really good. And I love how my manager rating is 51. Weak, say the board, for our first season despite a domestic double. You can't please them all. But even so, to me, I think that's a good season there. Yes, in Europe we failed catastrophically, but the new signings coming in looking really, really impressive. And an FA Cup and a Premier League as well. Great improvements made to the team. Success and silverware on the pitch. But if we're going to hopefully go further in Europe next season, we've got to bring in some stars for season 2. Bring on the second year, let's hopefully do better in the Champions League. And this is going to be big. Yup, our objectives for season 2, retain the domestic double and win the Champions League. A treble. Having said that, I'd be surprised if they weren't the objectives. £229 million in the transfer budget. A green light given to us to spend. And the squad we got, of course, is unbelievable. A 5-star team that improved so much last season. And of course, Lukaku has come back from loan at 86 overall. No doubt about it, it's treble or bust. And there's so many players with their deals up come the end of the year. We need a clear out here for season 2. Let's get rid of some of the deadwood players, but I will give out 6 new contracts. Ethan Ampadu, Kovacic, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic, and of course, Mason Mount as well. 6 players will stay, but the rest can go. And I don't trust Lukaku to lead my line up top, not after what happened a couple of years ago. I want a new striker, and you know who I'm going to spunk all of my cash on. Kylian Mbappé, bring him to London. And this deal's going to be cheap as well. I can get him for less than 170 mil, I think. I can definitely get him for under that, because he's in the final year of his contract. And when a player's in the final year of his contract, clubs will let him go on the cheap. And for 155 mil, he's leaving Paris. He's coming to Stamford Bridge. Come on, Kylian. Come lead our line, mate. He's won everything there is to win in French football. And of course, because last season in this save, PSG won the Champions League. What more is there to do? His legacy at the Parc des Princes complete. It's time for a new challenge. It's time to win the Champions League with Chelsea. 5 years, £240,000 a week, and 42? Why is he taking 42? What is that? Unless he's foretelling how many goals he's scoring this season. Why would he proudly take number 42? Stop being so bloody modest. Pierre's leaving. Have his number 9, mate. I've never seen a player so proud to hold up a shirt with number 42 on it. Amazing stats though. 93 rated, 24 years old, and surely the final piece in this puzzle. And we still got some money left over because the deal was relatively cheap at 155 mil as well. And it's time for Aubameyang to leave. As soon as he saw me throw that 42 in the jersey and print a new one out in a club megastore with 9 Mbappé on it, Aubameyang knew his time has come. I've agreed a £26 million deal with Diego Simeone for Atletico Madrid to take Aubameyang off our hands. Don't believe what Mikel Arteta said in the All or Nothing documentary, Diego. Aubameyang's a model pro. He's off to Metropolitano, 26 mil for the veteran striker. And I've just agreed 3 more sales as the clear-out continues. RLC has gone to Wolves for 9.5 million. Cumming is now going to Bramall Lane for 1.85 mil. And Bakayoko's tenure at Chelsea has finally come to an end. He's off to Real Betis for 5.5 million. And with the season ticket money coming in addition to those sales there, our budget is now just shy of 120 mil. And I'm going to see if I can pull off a massive heist and bring in Phil Foden out of contract at the end of the season from Manchester City. Let's see if we can do it. 105 mil plus Barber. Who says no? Oh, Pep does. That was quick. There's no way Pep will hold me to ransom for Foden because he's out of contract come the end of the season. 110 mil, Pep, 110 mil for Phil. Hey, 110 million, absolute bargain. But that's why I love those players in the final year of their contracts. You can get them so cheap. And Phil is in 5 years, £180,000 a week. He's pulled a Raheem Sterling and gone from the Etihad to Stamford Bridge, and 27. Take 11, you coward, it's free! 27! I love these new animations, I really do, but I just can't see Mbappe proudly presenting 42 and Foden presenting 27 when they could have 9-11. Foden, though, unbelievable, one of the best young English talents, as we know now, 23 years old in the game, 87 rated, and literally the perfect fit on the right-hand side with that left foot in our front three. Sterling, Mbappe, Foden. And that is it. Our money spent on just 2 new players in the transfer window, but 2 world stars. Kylian Mbappe leading our line, Foden stepping in from the right, and with Sterling on the left as well. That is an unstoppable front three. With Tielemans and Kante behind, and a rock-solid back five as well. We won a domestic double last year. This season, asked to win the treble. Anything short of that, and I'd say we failed. Let's simulate the end of the season. Come on, Chelsea. Surely we're going to go much further in Europe and win that Champions League. Let's go get it done. Well, this has been disappointing. The league has not been successful. And we've just been knocked out of the FA Cup in the semis by Liverpool. I tell you what, this is going to be a catastrophic failure. I don't think we won anything. Unless we win all 4 of these final games. I don't think we've won anything. Fulham away on the final day and we've lost 2-1. This has been an absolute disaster of a season. Did we win the league though? Oh! Goal difference! Goal difference! We win it on goal difference. Saving grace. Shocking, shocking, shocking. I don't want to show you this, but the Carabao Cup we were knocked out in the third round by Man City. Doesn't count towards the objectives, but even so, it was won by Spurs in the end. But the FA Cup, you saw it a moment ago, knocked out by Liverpool, who ended up winning it, and the Champions League. Oh my goodness. Last 16 knockout to Lyon. Last 16 knockout again to Lyon. First Ajax and then Lyon. Manchester City win it under Erling Haaland, but that is a shocking season. Individually, at least our new signings were superb this season. Foden grew by 4 ratings to 91 overall in one season. Amazing stats, and 15 goals in the Premier League as well. And as for Mbappé, now 95 ratings, highest rated player in the game at just 25 years old. And he wanted to take number 42 at the start of the season. I don't think I'll ever forget that. And I love this 2-season transformation. I really did. This Chelsea team is stacked, man. And the first 11 is unbelievable. The front three, unstoppable. Tielemans and Kante through the middle. And the back five is my favourite part. Ben Chilwell and Reece James, the English wing-backs. Koulibaly and Marquinhos. And Skriniar, the three centre-halves. And Mendy behind between the sticks. This is an amazing Chelsea team. So God knows how Season 2 ended up being so catastrophic, but at least we did win something. Yep, a Premier League retain, that's 2 in 2 for Graham Potter, and an FA Cup as well. 3 major domestic honours in 2 seasons at Stamford Bridge, and I have to say, I really enjoyed this 2-season transformation. This was so much fun. Thank you for watching, guys. I really hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and let me know in the comment section down below next what team we should transform in 2 seasons. Thanks for watching. As always, guys, much love to you all, and I will see you for the next episode of 2-season transformations very soon.